imperialism is attempting to regain the initiative after the setbacks suffered under George Bush in his offensive of 2003. And I call it the offensive of 2003 because we usually refer to it as the Iraq War, but I think it has that title, the Iraq War, because it was stopped in Iraq. It was not supposed to stop in Iraq. It was a general offensive that was to begin in Iraq, and then with shock and awe, the momentum would carry the American power deep into Central Asia, the stands of the former Soviet Union, and in doing so would strategically alter the global outlines of power in the world, in the United States' favor. So it was not supposed to be an Iraq war. It was supposed to be a much bigger deal. We heard all this talk about the United States becoming the new Rome, and the corporate media was just full of this new Rome stuff. They were savoring the possibility of a new Rome. They were trying out togas. It was good. It was getting good to them, you know. And I remember word was getting out about the extravagant contracts that they were letting out of this office in Northern Virginia to reconstruct Iraq. They were so sure that the place would be secure enough for them to just remake the whole country. They had an outline for a new city that they were going to build right next to Baghdad, and it would look very much like Houston with ranch houses. You know, it was going to import thousands and thousands of American employees and this new class of Iraqi who would be working with them as they corporatized the country. So Rome not only was going to be relocated to Washington, but its various outposts already had zoning laws and things. It was amazing how quickly the United States projected itself into that new Rome. With these very quick American victories, public attitudes towards the war changed rather rapidly as well, because there's nothing that Americans like better than a war that they think they have won. and so we saw very quickly that the anti-war sentiment dissipated. And one of the ways that one of the signals that this anti-war sentiment was dissipating came out of Chicago, where a young politician took his October 2000 anti-war speech off of his campaign website during the same week that his name appeared on the Democratic Leadership Council's membership list.
That's right.
And that was Barack Obama.
Yep.
And that was our introduction at Black Agenda Report, at that time Black Commentator, to Barack Obama. It was quite disturbing. We contacted Barack Obama to ask him, what's up with that? Why did you take it? You know, we thought that was a pretty good speech. Why did you take it off? And he gave the lame excuse that, well, you know, campaign websites, you know, you put things on and you take some of them off. And it was just a very routine thing. And said, well, what about your name showing up on the Democratic Leadership Council's list? I had no idea, said he. This was very disturbing, because if those of you who know anything about the DLC understand that that is the corporate bagman of the Democratic Party. And getting their endorsement is not to be taken lightly. They are the folks who vouch to corporate America that you are worthy of corporate contributions.
That's right.
So when you go through their vetting process, you know it. So this is how Barack Obama came to our attention, and it struck fear into us immediately, dread, the deepest anxiety, because we saw that he was a hell of a package. Articulate, clean. What was it? He was so attractive. We knew the blue-haired ladies would love him, and everybody would love this guy. And so he was a dangerous man. And it became apparent to us that we could predict a future in which the black political apparatus would fold up its tents and bow out of its traditional oppositional posture behind this great black hope. And that if that happened, then there would be no possibility of a progressive response to this DLC member, ex-anti-war candidate, and that would be disastrous. And in fact, that's what came to pass. For the first time in my lifetime, we saw a presidential campaign in which black political leadership, such as it is, did not raise one single demand.
Yep.
Ever since 1968, every 4 years, if black leadership comes together to demand a Marshall Plan for the cities. It's reflexive. Nobody even has to write that one down. That's what we're always demanding. Marshall Plan for the cities. What do you want? Marshall Plan. In 2008, not even the Marshall Plan. There was a fear that to make any demand might somehow embarrass or discomfort or burden Barack Obama. And so we had a unilateral shutdown of black political activity that was not concerned directly with turning out votes for Barack Obama. That caused great confusion among the white left, which frankly takes its cues from black folks. What are the black folks doing? I think we ought to do that too. And so the black folks weren't doing anything except saying rah rah for Obama, and that led to a shutdown on the white left as well. And so we had a political campaign of 2008 in which the left, black and not black, unilaterally demobilized themselves and became irrelevant to the discussion. And that could not have come at a worse time. What a trick of history. Here we enter 2008, and the capitalist system collapses. What an opportunity for a leftist, you know? Something that happens not even once in a lifetime. And we are totally demobilized. That's an opportunity that passed us by. Here we have a situation in which George Bush's failed offensive of 2003 has put U.S. imperialism in an even weaker situation than the one it was trying to extricate itself from through that 2003 offensive. And where is the left? Demobilized.